Hello, galactic travelers, cosmic crew. I'm coming to you. I just had a moment where all the work that I've done for the past year, where reminiscing my journey of getting here to you guys, dancing on a stage at 46 years old, completing what we've just completed. Today is 1101, and in my heart I've been walking around saying, how can I show everyone I didn't start out here right now, but look how quickly it changed. And that was in the low energy. Now it's completed. Because I remember feeling, you know, like teachers always seem to have it made. You know, that's like the trick with the spiritual journey. And anyway, the beautiful thing is, as I was preparing to sit down and do a live, my soul told me, go look at your video from a year ago, Christy. And it's the exact message that I recorded for you guys and for myself a year ago that needs to be heard today. And it shows me how just one of us made such a difference. Every energy that I have had, I've dedicated to Christ consciousness since I awoke on May 8th. I refused to attach to anything that might even make my life a little bit easier, so that it wouldn't concrete in for you guys, and I didn't even know that that's what I was doing. And it took me a year, but once one of us completed it, and since enough of us on the other side, and everyone's been doing their parts and all of that, but from the human side, now it is just a little shift. And I just wanted to share, because this was a message to me too. A year ago, I didn't know why. This video that I'm gonna stream right after this intro, and I'm gonna be reposting some of my old videos, so they're gonna be going back and forth. But this video was November 3rd, 2017. I was in a $300,000, $400,000 house that I hadn't paid mortgage in for 4 years, because when my company was basically taken from myself, when I was going to build artificial intelligence in 2012 after the shift, and my company was stolen, and that's what happened in the timeline. I'm well aware of why now, because we've been creating this for a long time. But I'm going to talk about this release, and I'm going to be honest and tell you all of it. This happened. This was a week after I was in the closet with a bottle of pills and a knife. Because my energy was rising so fast and I didn't understand what was going on, and there weren't a lot of people that I could even relate to with it, and we were all just helping each other as much as possible. And we didn't have funds to get healings and, you know, all these things, but all of them were sent to us. They were, and those are these playlists that I talk about, and I know that there's a lot of them, but this is our information, and I just wanted to share this moment with you when I realized it's all complete. And unconsciously, a year ago, I was making videos for now because I was following my intuition and just talking, but I wanted to talk about it and just doing it. And that's all we have to do. I love you all so much. And I'm so happy. And just remember that last video I posted dancing, and the one before that. And then you can see even the change that's happened since November, a year ago. Every single one of you is me. Every single one of you is me. If I've already done it, then so have you. Enjoy. November 3rd, 2017. Six months after my shock activation. Now we're just on 18 months. Hoot hoot.
Hello, beautiful souls. It's Cosmic Christy here, and I'm back. So, oh my goodness, where to start? So first, I think every single one of my subscribers, from the bottom of my heart, because each one of you might as well be a million of you, for how much you have given me in this past month. We're all going through such tremendous change right now, and I'm so blessed to have each of you be so supportive in my journey, which is in turn being supportive in your journey. So much gratitude is felt for each one of you, and everyone who watches this video, clicks off this video, whatever. I'm very grateful. It's been a while because, you know, as much, you know, those of you who've been watching since the beginning, you saw me show up and say, here I am, talk about my shock activation, and I'll get more in detail with that. And there's a lot of cosmic galactic knowledge that I've been able to put together that really helps link our lineage and each of us to our soul missions and our soul families, and oh my goodness, how to heal ourselves, how to drop your karma, why you should drop your karma, the full moons, shrinking your consciousness to get rid of programming, that perceptions of just about everything. And how these thought processes and these perceptions can literally define your life. And we just didn't know that it defined our life. I hope this is okay. So first, I really just want to catch up and tell you what happened right after my second to last video, which if you haven't watched it, it was very personal. I was going through a really hard time, felt very hurt and degraded and used. And right after that video, something incredible happened. And, you know, the reason that I feel like making these videos is my mission in life, is where I think I should start right now. It's what I'm being told. You know, every single one of us have a journey here on earth in this lifetime. And we've actually been on that journey, some of us for over 5,000 years. Some of us, this might be our first trip. But no matter what it is, we still are walking a path to learn lessons. And before a lot of us awoke, you know, we knew that. We knew that we were here to learn, but we didn't really know the extent of it, or at least I'll be honest, I didn't. And man, the journeys that we're here on, you know, there's multiple lessons in those. And as we're walking that path, it's so difficult to remember and to put it all into perspective because we're so entrenched in it. Just like that video where my heart was hurting so bad that I just, you know, wanted to explode. And there's been days after that in the last month where, you know, it wasn't like anything happened. It was just that everything in my life that I've lived through in this lifetime, even the stuff that I know and can remember, just all balled up at once. And I felt so alone, and I felt like I couldn't go on anymore. And in those moments is when I surrendered and when I let go. Which, for me, you know, I like to, my 44 years before this, I'm now 45. My solar return was in October. But leading up to this point in my life, basically what I was corporate Barbie. You know, I was able to master communications with all types of people and was able to utilize that skill to help people staff their technology departments and help others find positions. And, you know, it's really sad for me to sit and talk about this right now because I'm just now figuring out what makes me happy. And I believe so many of us are like this. And my purpose is to go through this change with all of you and not be scared of being judged. I know for a fact that I've had people around me pull these videos up and laugh and mock me, and it hurt very bad. But now I just feel sorry for them because they don't get it And I'm hoping and praying that these videos will touch them somehow through, even though their intent to watch wasn't pure, that perhaps they'll learn and see something that they can hold on to and make some positive changes in their lives. The teachers, most of them, a lot of them that are on YouTube right now, seem to have it all together. And so, you know, for me, being newly awakened, like really activated, which has just been since full moon of Scorpio, you know, around May 8th is when things changed for me. It was difficult to watch those people talk about, yes, I went through all these emotional things. Yes, I, felt like I couldn't go on. I had the dark night of the soul. I had, right? I mean, me sitting here telling you those words really isn't making an impact, and it doesn't help you understand that I understand. And that's why I'm here. In this life, you know, like many of us, and RH negatives especially, and as the videos go on, I'll explain more about that. We've lived extremely hard lives and learned a lot of lessons. And in a lot of cases, we've lived more lifetimes than just this one within it, if that makes any sense. And it's all to get us to this point right here so that we can share with the world what's possible. So I'm here to share with you what happened after that last video. I was in a crisis. I was so bare, meaning the money had been stripped, the titles had been stripped, and I was desperately clinging to anyone or anything that came into my life that made me feel like I had some type of purpose or something that told me who I was, because I didn't know who I was. And I'm still learning that, but that's okay. I'm still trying to figure out what makes me happy. Sharing my story, my stories, makes me happy, because no matter what happens with any of this, maybe at least my experience helped change somebody else's life. And I couldn't think of a better way to try to spend the rest of my life, making the world a better place, one person at a time and one situation at a time. So I know it kind of sounds like a little mystic from Moo, but that's what we're going to do. So everyone was talking about these shifts. And, you know, for our linear mind, we want to say 3D and 5D, 4D, 60, 70, you know, it really goes all the way up to 9 dimensionals, which, you know, can be thought of as outside of ourselves or inside of ourselves. I mean, we can get into a lot more detail about this, but I really am trying to stay focused right now. After I released this person from my life that had broke my heart so many times and in so many ways. And when I say release, I mean I literally had to consciously sit with myself for me to release this person that had such a hold on my life for so long, and my heart for so long, I quite literally had to write it. I know you no longer have control of my heart. I will always love you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for every lesson that you taught me about life and about love. But I no longer am connected to you in that way. You no longer can control my heart. You can no longer control my mind with your actions. And honestly, I did this unconsciously, but consciously, if that makes any sense. I was at a point where I was tired of arguing. I was tired of being lied to or felt deceived or disrespected, and then I realized that I allowed it all to happen. And I set up this whole situation in some weird way. And it was the old Christy that had done it. And now I needed to fix it. And when you first wake up, that's really what you realize. You realize so many things in your life that are set up, and they were all subconscious programming. And it was either what we were told to feel and do, or it was that we were hiding parts of ourselves from self, or we had different issues that we were using the relationship to hide. I mean, there's so many things. And so the beautiful thing is that you do have control. You just have to take it back. So I feel very blessed that, you know, when you clean out your vessel and you are getting messages straight from, you know, your spirit team, your higher self, God, you know, however you want to picture it and describe it, then what ends up happening is when you go inside to get through these things is you get through them, and you really don't even realize what you did until after. So I went about that evening, and actually was really blessed. I had a reading scheduled with my a YouTube personality. Her name is Marumatu, Sun Soul Astrology. You have to check it out. It's where I got my starseed reading, and she's very blessed and gifted in astrology. And I had a reading scheduled, and for some reason, you know, her site went down the day that my reading was scheduled, and I had gotten home from a lovely dinner, and which was also another blessing. Someone came into my life that saw my videos and actually reached out to me and had dinner with me just to tell me to keep going. And oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. And then when I got home, all heck broke loose with this person. And so I sat down, and I was upset, and I said, you know what, enough's enough. I release you, and I meant it. And I released them and cut those ties and cut those soul ties, and really released with love and full gratitude. And then I just kind of went about my life, and it was within 48 hours. I had just cleaned my house. There's a lot of change going on right now, as is a lot of us who wake up and we've got to, you know, clean up the stuff like I'm just talking about. And so I'd finally gotten some time to sit down, and I had a candle lit, and just, I remember that there was just this beautiful presence. It was just peace. I felt so peaceful. And the phone rings, and it's this person that I had just released, and they're calling to take responsibility for their actions, to apologize for the way that they've treated me and other members of the family, wanting to come over immediately to talk to us to see, how maybe we can forgive and move forward. And while it didn't fix much, with the relationship, what it's done for me and for them and for the other members of the family has been just amazing. And it really was a shift. A shift happened because of my belief and because of my conscious effort. I shifted the family unit up another octave. And if you can't believe in yourself doing this, if you can believe that I believe that it happened and give it a shot, everything's possible. Because quite literally, whenever we clean out this trash bag of emotions and fear and shame, which, don't get me wrong, I'm still dealing with some of it, a lot of it. It's just not as deep-seated and deeply connected to my being and my soul as it was, because I've cleared so much of it out. And oh my gosh, you're gonna see me crying again, I know. It's inevitable, because we're having to clear so much of it out. But when we do clear it out, and when we do release people that have hurt us or harmed us, and especially and have to release them with gratitude and love, and we'll get more into that, because a lot of people don't understand how could you even do that. And that's the whole point. We're programmed right now to hate and to fear and to shame and to blame others, when quite literally what you're doing is blaming yourself. And we'll get more deeply into this, and I promise to stick around. When you start healing those parts of yourself, you literally heal the people around you, especially in your soul family. And a consciousness, even though they're still not fully awake, their consciousness rose an octave to meet my consciousness in certain areas, just enough to repair some wounds. Now, since that's happened, there have been some changes, and it's all conscious effort in our relationship that has really released me in a lot of ways. But then what happened is, when I released that, then I felt empty again, because I didn't fill it back up immediately, or even soon. I kind of fell back down that whole pity-potty bull crap again, and had some more lessons to learn. Since then, I've been clearing more and working on myself, and have a more galactic, cosmic perception about a lot of situations. And I've been gifted with so much beautiful information about our Akash, about how we can release our karma, and how we can heal our bodies. There'll be a video soon that I'll show you what I looked like just 9 years ago, and you'll never believe it. And even 6 months ago, and the power of our brains. So really, this video wasn't a huge informative video, and it wasn't meant to be. I just wanted to give you guys an update. And I wanted to let you know that I'm still here. And I have a much clearer picture of what I'm here to do. And I can't wait to start this journey. And I'm not going to lie, it's going to be difficult. I'm going to do my best to get a video out as much as possible. I'm not going to promise every day because still haven't figured out processing and all that stuff. I know there's an easier way to do it, but that's part of the journey. I have to start filling myself back up. And the only way in my life that I've ever filled myself up is by helping others. And if you really sit and think about it, it's probably the way that you've filled your heart up. So no matter what's happened, no matter what you've been through, no matter what excuses we can throw at it, because trust me, we have a ton that we can throw at it, and I've done it all. It really doesn't make up for what we're here to share and why we're here. And I just want to thank all of you, thank you for watching my videos. If you'd please like them or don't like them, man, tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what you want to learn about faster, especially if I listed it. And I'll give you my perception of it. But it doesn't mean that it's the end-all be-all perception. But it's just a different way to think about things. And that's the whole point. It's what we're here for, is to change the evolution of humanity. And to open our minds into understanding different ways of living. And most of all, understanding that there is no template that you have to follow. And realizing that it's so refreshing to know there is another way, because for so many of us, the way that's been shoved down our throats doesn't work for us. So I want to thank you again for hanging in there with me. I want to thank all the subscribers. I want to, oh gosh, if I could rewind my life in the past 6 months, however crazy it's been, and share that with you, and then pick up and keep going and learn from you, and you learn from me, because it's cosmic. So, and it's just, we're all one. So many, many, many blessings, and thank you, and I will be back very soon, I promise. So, all your million angels sing amen, and can I get a hoot hoot? Cosmic Christy signing off. Mwah.